what's up with small crowd Cheering.wav? But first, why is the sound of some cars so satisfying? To explain, I'll start with this, a sawtooth. Let's make it sound a bit more analog. Here's a second sawtooth, phase shifted 180 degrees. And when you combine them, it sounds an octave higher than the actual revolutions per minute. Let's add two more at 90 and 270 degrees. It's the overtone. And that's why a four-cylinder sounds 2 octaves higher than the actual RPM. A 3-cylinder has a different tune, with an overtone of 1.5. And a 6-cylinder could sound like this. This is 5 cylinders, and 10 cylinders can sound like this. If we change the volume of some of them, it starts to sound more like a nice screaming V10. Yes, my car that I own for over 10 years now is the 4-cylinder you heard earlier. But a 4-cylinder could also have nice harmonics when using an uneven firing order, like here. To my knowledge, no 4-cylinder sounds like this, unfortunately, because that would impair the balance and performance of the engine. To play with engine sounds, I'll use this old game, Rally Championship Extreme, from 2001. It's a fun and satisfying game. And partly thanks to the lovely crash sounds, even crashing is fun. But most importantly, I can simply replace the existing sound files. The spectacular crashes are the result of the extreme speeds that can be reached, to the great joy of small crowd Cheering.wav. It's a bit too loud, distorted, and the loop is a bit too short, 5 seconds. And it's also used a bit too often. Whether you're in Africa or the Arctic, there they are, faithfully cheering. They inexhaustibly keep cheering, even in the pace note editor. The loop always begins at the start, which also doesn't help. I always thought that saying, "Oh!" was kind of a weird way to cheer. It's not even the developers that are cheering. This is the original. It's from a sound library. Fascinating to suddenly hear a longer version. It suggests that placing sounds in the environment was done in a hurry. But I have an idea. I'll just replace the 4 crowd loops in this game with some nice nature ambiences that I recorded. There is another questionable sound decision, If for the millionth time you have a false start, to try again you have to go through all the menus. And every screen makes this sound. No problem, just delete it. A lot of nice unused sounds in here. Gone. But I'm deviating. Engine sounds. This one literally sounds like a vacuum cleaner.
I can't see!
Yeah, that's why I prefer the bonnet view. Anyway, this one sounds better already. But something's wrong. Let me show you the samples of this engine sound. So it's using 7 different samples. But why? The easiest demonstration is with my own voice. If I only use this sound, lower and higher notes will sound weird. I mean, not realistic. And it's the same with engine sounds. The different samples fade into each other. This is a 3-cylinder with uneven firing order, and I will use only this sound for all samples. This demonstrates how the samples crossfade into each other, and how each sample needs to have a different pitch. And that's where things go wrong here. The samples have the name of the engine's rotations per minute. But the sounds do not perfectly match that. This gives the effect of 2 engine sounds at every crossfade. Getting a perfect pitch with real engine sounds is very difficult, especially back then. That's why many old games have the same problem, like Need for Speed High Stakes. Here's a sound that I made with perfect pitch increments. And I'll use this in the Rally Championship Extreme. Now it's one continuous tone. Still not very exciting though. Also because there's a lot more going on in an engine than one tone changing pitch. But the game also has a gear shift sound and anti-lag. That's the flames shooting out of the exhaust.
Hyundai!
They use 5 sounds to make it less static.
Huh? What the hell is that?
Looks like something went wrong with the taillights of this car, but let's focus on the anti-lag.
Huh?
If you use only one sample, it sounds like this. I hope you can hear the difference. Originally, I didn't know what that annoying metallic banging was. And I've replaced it now with firecracker sounds. Not as loud and less annoying. Back to engine sounds. This is another experiment I did. A sci-fi sound. These are the samples. By making the sounds very different, it sounds more lively when they fade into each other. How chord. Some electric cars make sounds like this to alert pedestrians. Fake engine sounds in real cars used to be samples as well, and I think secretly often still are. In fact, indicator sounds on modern cars are also samples. The sound comes from the radio speakers. And of all the possible sounds you can come up with, Peugeot chose this. Da 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 bum 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 bum. Sorry. This one already sounds better. But Peugeot didn't set the bar high. I faked it. This car still has a clicker. Let's fake another sound. By making the sound warmer, it's clearer for people with limited hearing. This sound are two tiny fragments of a reverb tail. But I'm deviating again. Engine sounds. Here I made a low-profile electric car sound. And these are the samples. Nice, right? Whoops, I forgot to mute the anti-lag. This is my favorite one so far. Yes, I replaced some crash sounds with cartoon sounds while I was at it. Well, anyway, I've been researching with this car sound for quite some time now. These are the samples. Nice, right? And I guess that concludes Rally Championship Extreme. Let's see if I can try this in a more relevant game like Beam NG.
_2_exhaust.
And let's just copy this for the blend name. An online contains P.
Our lines here, we've got to change these now into the number.
Perhaps I'm not intelligent enough for that. Maybe I should film some more of those streetlights instead. Anyway, thank you for watching, and special thanks to all my supporters on Patreon, and I hope to see you soon on this channel about anything.